Hello everybody, my name is Gamer Gus, and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach 100% on a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's basically it. We'll be collecting everything. We'll be collecting all the random PNGs that do nothing. Wait. I'm such an idiot. Hold on. Live split. Forgot live split. Gosh darn it. Okay. There it is. You see that? That's live split. This will be needed. So, for what counts as 100%ing the game is we need to collect all 120-ish collectibles, all 16 retro CDs, all 8 security badges, upgrade Freddy with all of the upgrades, and yeah. So yeah, timer starts when I press space, so 3, 2, 1, go. Also, voice volume is at 15 because I don't really like the whole voice volume. I don't really like listening to that over and over again the past couple days. So, this is also on Nintendo Switch 1, so some loading things are going to take a little while. But that's okay. Just let it load, man. Let it load. So, we got to go and... honestly, it's going to be pretty simple. At least I think. Don't have my gum with me, though. I feel like this is going to be a lot better. Wow, that was honestly kind of fast. I thought it was going to take a minute. It was honestly kind of fat. It's honestly kind of... It's going to take me like 3 hours or something. And that's okay. But, you know.
Showtime already? I am experiencing a malfunction.
But this is better than a speedrun like the World of Light where you're not even doing anything. You're playing the same thing over and over and over again. At that point, it should just be a chatting stream.
My stomach hatch? That place is reserved for oversized birthday cakes and piñatas. It is not a safe play area. There you are.
Also, last time that I was streaming Ruin,
Complete. How
my second ever live stream, I was playing with a Pro controller, and I got the 8-bit,
Gregory.
Yeah, the little extension that allows me to play with the PS5 controller, so now I'm playing with the PS5. It's a little bit more comfortable.
Connection error. I cannot connect to the main network.
It's her. She cut you off. She's not going to let you call for help until she finds me.
So yeah, fun fact, you don't actually have to look through the window. You could just have your back on it.
That is the security guard.
And that's
she
pretty much
No,
a cool way in order to be able to do that cutscene.
Why not?
I don't know who she is, but she's trying to get me. Isn't there some other way for you
So
to
yeah, we'll just be
communicate with me besides
chilling,
talking so
chatting,
loudly?
trying to speedrun the game as fast
It
as
is a
possible.
novelty Freddy Fast Watch.
Hold on, let me have my chat open. Docs. Hold on, docs, chat. Hey, chat. Live chat. Yep, okay. Okay, a little bit of a time. Wait for this.
What was that?
I am sending you an encoded message. Hello, Gregory.
So very similar to a couple other FNAF games that have a flip cam system. You can zero frame bring up the Faz Watch if you press it fast enough during the look up animation. feel like this game gets really good after Showtime. After Showtime and getting the party pass, this game is very fun. Other than that, this game's very tedious. It's just very linear. I feel like the first half of this game, like up to 3 a.m. in quotes, the game is just very, very linear. It's painfully linear. So, and don't worry, this is not stream lag. It might be stream lag, but this is not stream lag because I am literally, that is literally the game trying to load itself. Don't worry.
Good job. Now, please come let me out.
So yeah, 90% of the collectibles and quotes in this game are literally just going to be these little collectibles. And also, here's a stupid thing about one of the endings in this game. So everybody knows the leave ending. Oh, you just leave, you click leave at the front entrance. The loading docks ending is pretty simple. You just leave out there with a level 7 security pass, I think. And then there's the freaking,
There's still time, but we must hurry.
then
If I am
there's,
spotted, I will
you know,
certainly be taken back to my room. I will escort you to the main exit through the utility tunnels.
fire escape.
It is the
And then
safest path.
fire escape,
Okay,
many
but you
people
better
thought
be
it was like you
careful
have to
moving
collect all
around.
the gold
Don't want to
plushies.
be crushed and twisted
At
into a
some
meat
point, I
pretzel.
wondered maybe you need to also collect the Nightmare plush, Nightmare Young plush, because the Nightmare plush was, the Night Marionette plush was also in a golden box, so probably that was a thing. And that's one of the things that the official security breach guide says. It says that, but that's a complete lie. You need 39 collectibles, not including, or probably is including, yeah, probably is including the stuff,
She's down here. We have to go back.
including
Not
the
worry, Rick.
necessary stuff in order to be able to progress through the
you
game.
are safe with me. She would never suspect we are traveling. However, I feel you are broken.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
No, I feel that something is wrong. I am taking you to the first aid station.
There's no time. I'm fine.
So yeah, this is going to be on the latest patch, and one of the only actual
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
glitches I am going to
Officer
do
Vanessa,
is going to be
I do
related
not know how I got
towards
Well, you totally
The,
blew it to me, you know. Your system crashed and you ruined the show. Now, parts and services have you on reduced
after you
power.
get the party
Use
pass
safety precautions.
and it switches to 4 a.m.
One more thing
4
to deal
a.m.
with.
I'll probably
Okay. Look, we're
put
like
that.
15 minutes from closing and some kids
I'll explain the
sneaking around
glitch when we
backstage.
get to it in
If you
like
see
an hour or
anything,
something.
Notify me
So.
immediately. I already alerted the others. Now go back to your room. I told you he was after me.
I said nothing. Keep you safe. Let us go.
Where are we?
We are now
here's one of our
under the
favorite
Pizza
lines.
Flex. These utility tunnels connect all the attractions.
We can go anywhere in the building?
What a lie. So, if you don't know, originally there are going to be utility tunnels that connected through all the attractions in this game. They're locked behind the level 10 security doors, and you can see a little bit of them if you use Freddy during an earlier patch to open up the door and next to Monty Golf. But then they ended up scrapping it at the end because, you know, not enough time to be able to do that. But they didn't scrap this utility tunnel because it was necessary in order to be able to teach the player how the utility tunnels work, and it was also just the beginning of the game. So this is the last of the utility tunnels that I could actually be able to see throughout the entire game.
You must
And also, didn't
don't know if I
show
can do this alone.
the thing at all. It didn't show the pizza thing, the note thing that's supposed to come up. I don't know why. And why is stuff not appearing? Why is stuff not appearing? Why is that? Okay. Okay, game. Yep. I guess after we die at showtime or something like that, I'll probably fix that. But like, okay. I have captions off. I turned them off last night. So it's like a reason. Like, or the other day, I believe, last night. And like, it didn't have any effect on this video. It stopped showing it when I was done collecting my second bag. That is so weird.
Well done, Gregory. You found a security office. You should be
That's a weird
quite
visual
safe
glitch.
here.
Sometimes, one time, the game didn't even load to my sprint meter. It was like after I got to daycare.
As the doors stay closed,
I don't know why I did that.
as long as there is ample power.
Probably it was just like 2 seconds of me loading it in and out, in and out, in and out, or something like that.
Get out of here.
Do not panic. You should see an interface on the security desk. Hold on while I make it accessible to you. There, you can now activate security protocols. Fast moves boxes on your mini-map or nearby security
That
cameras.
food storage.
When movement is detected by the camera's motion sensors, you should see red alert icons. Switch between
Oh, I love this game. I love this game so much. It never glitches or anything. It never glitches anything like that during my practice runs on the handheld version of this game. No, never does that. Only does it whenever we're streaming. Wow, that is just so weird. Either because the game is like lagging or something like that, probably because of the fact I'm streaming the game. Oh look, and the collect icon's back, and everything's back. What happened? That is so weird. Probably that's a sign about how this game's gonna go.
No, no. Wait.
And hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome to 6 Hours of Freddy's. Because why would we call this game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach? Let's call it 6 Hours at Freddy's Security Breach. Also, you can't do the glitch anymore where you can be able to get onto the bar in order to be able to get one of the Chica Fizzy Faz drink first. Like, you can't do that anymore. I don't really know why. I guess they actually properly coded the glitch on that. Also, I think AI has changed in this game ever since the Ruin patch. Easy money. Hey, bro. Hey. I don't really see this game. I feel like after I watch all of Astro Spiff's stuff and like other people breaking down this game, I've never seen this game in its like story feel ever again. I've never seen it like that ever since.
Truly sorry.
It's like, how could you in this game? How glitchy it can get. Especially because there's literal save spots that are built into the wall. Never done this before. Because of how fast Gregory is in this game, it's such a breath of fresh air after freaking Ruin. Ugh, Ruin. Ruin was so bad. Well, not bad in, like, it's better than Security Breach story-wise and also gameplay-wise, but, like, Cassie is just so slow. Gregory's so much faster than her. Without even the shoe upgrade, man.
It ate my pass!
Try that terrible magnet you found.
Yes! The magnet scrambled the machine! Oh man, now it's some kind of daycare pass?
That is great news. I will meet you in the daycare. The entrance is on the second floor balcony.
Hi, Dave. But wasn't it that William Afton's second name in the Silver Eyes trilogy? Yep, here we are. Daycare. Wow, it could get really laggy here at the fountain. And due to the fact it lags so much, during when you're trying to open up some gifts, it could stop on the last frame of you being able to open it up, and it would literally continue playing the sound effect. You go da na na no na no 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 na no na no, because a lot like the FNAF 1 jump scares and FNAF 2 jump scares in quotes, and also other jump scare sounds, especially this game. It has the sound effect still plays. Also, if you pause before you slide down the slide, you can hear the entire thing play out, and even you hear you plop into the ball pit. It's so weird.
Are we having a slumber party? Where are all your friends?
Yeah, what's up, son? I'm there. This part of the game is so easy. After my first playthrough of this game, this got so simple.
Gregory, I do not know what you did, but
He just knocked down these 3 things, and then he's just occupied. He's not a single threat in this part of the game at all. And yet this and other parts of the game and the end of warehouse are the only parts in this game where it's actually scary. Like, it's crowded in darkness. The rest of the game is bright and flashy. if that's all 5 generators. Split. That's daycare done. 20 minutes. Wow. That felt like a breeze, dog. Every single time I play this game, I feel like it gets slower and slower. I go faster and faster, not slower. Why can Moonman kill you in Freddy? Like, is he the only animatronic that could be able to open up his stomach hatch and, like, get Gregory? That's so weird. Like, why? You know? That's such a weird thing in this game. Oh, hey, look, this is one of 5 instances in this game that Vandy actually appears, but I think 5 is very generous.
What was that?
That is a fountain. A fountain is a gaseous reservoir used for discharging water.
Not the fountain. You didn't see the dancing rabbit lady right in front of us?
No, I did not. There is no rabbit in the Mega Pizza Place. Not anymore. Feed on,
This is crazy.
feed on that, Matt
It's like
Pat.
the whole place is trying to get me.
I'm sorry,
Why?
British Matt Pat. Okay, I'm gonna cover the lore right here, right now, as we're going to go and do pizza. FNAF lore was so good. It's still good. I feel like it's an amazing storyline, and the fact that the Mimic is, like, in the game is kind of cool. I do not believe that the books in themselves are in the game, are connected to the games. That's honestly kind of
I'm
redundant.
not gonna last 5 minutes.
That's very redundant. And very stupid. And I feel like the day that I was over the FNAF lore was when British Matt Pat, who replaced British Matt Pat, yep, his name, replaced, you know, British Matt Pat, went ahead and made a theory about how the Paper Pals and FNAF 2, you remember those things? Yeah, they're supposed to represent the Mimic, William Afton, and Henry Emily. That was the most stupidest crap I have ever heard come out of somebody's mouth. That was so stupid. Because, like, you gotta remember, Scott Cawthon, you know, the person that made FNAF, never intended to have this go on further, okay? He didn't make FNAF 2 in thinking, oh, I'm going to be able to make this into a bigger story. He didn't have the idea of the Mimic. Like, that is one of the things that we as a collective group of FNAF, especially theorists, have known is true. Like, that is 100% true. He never intended this game to be other games and stuff to actually continue on with a bigger storyline. So why in the hell would he reference the Mimic in FNAF 2 when he didn't even have the concept of the Mimic in mind? That's the day that FNAF lore got stupid. And then I just pop in every once in a while. If John FNAF makes a video, in which he does sometimes, then I tune in, I watch it. Sometimes it's stupid, but other times it's honestly kind of like, oh, okay. Anyways, that's Matt Bot.
Good news. It looks like the door to El Chips is open. When you enter an area where you do not have a locator map signal, you'll be unable to reach your location.
We're only here in order to collect this, and then we'll be back to El Chip in a couple splits. As you can see online. I And also, if somebody's also here watching me, by the way, thank you. But if anybody else isn't, if somebody is actually watching, not only thank you, but please type in chat if you can, because I cannot see how many people are watching me right now. I don't know if it's like a lot of people or stuff, but please type in chat. You need to type in chat. Now, we actually split pizza after we get jump scared by the white woman. After we get jump scared by white women, then we start showtime. Did the lag spike actually duplicate his? Did it actually duplicate his music? That was also kind of funny. Wow. Quirky game, man. Quirky game. And the best part is that this is post big ruin update. So anything that slips by is going to be funny as heck.
Freddy, are you there? I'm trapped. Chica, there's only one security door.
Yeah, I watched a good video by somebody. I forgot his name.
What? How is
But
that
he was
supposed
like,
to help?
"How do I make security breach? Can you make security breach scary?" It was also a very good video. I don't really like watching videos like that because, like, I don't really like people criticizing security breach because it's not scary. Because, like, you could make other horror games not scary if you just are immune to their jump scares and stuff. You know? I know that's not all what horror games are, but, like, you can make horror games not scary in your mind. I don't know why scary is not scary. I mean, like, there are many different reasons why this game's not scary. But, like, anyways. So, yeah, one of his things was, like, I need to make, like, stuff scarier. He made, like, the animatronics were scarier. It's honestly kind of cool. And I kind of wish it was like that, but... Anyways, he was like, how do I make Pizza Bot scary? And Pizza Time scary. I don't think you can make this scary. Even then, he didn't even make it scary. He was just like, oh, Chica comes after you during that time. Making sure you're making the pizza right, I guess. And then comes back to your door. And then, like, she does, like, go back and forth, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would she keep on going back and forth? Why doesn't she just make sure that the pizza's still done? It's being made. There's no way in order to make this game scary. This time scary. Oh, you can still see the time. I was gonna move my live split so you guys can see the time, but you can actually see it very well. You can't see AM, but like it's always AM, It's never PM, it's never 11 PM. Again. And did you just see Chica just load in there? Quirky game. Quirky game, we love this game.
I found the loading dock. There's nothing here. There are some big garage doors, but I don't see a
And
way
also
to
you
get
have to
out.
back into the desk like that. You can't just
think
stand
so.
there and
There's
then
a
look
funny
at it.
locked box with a badge on it.
You have to go up to it.
Loading dock controls. Something is not right. Someone must have changed.
But yeah, I found this out during one of Joe Bartolozzi's videos.
To get out that way.
You can actually jump over that. And you'll be able to go ahead and just see stuff over there. It's pretty easy to jump back, so. You have to wait for her to open up that door. It's so much lamer than just going and going up to the door. I think Chica has eyes on the back of her head. And it's like you're supposed to explain why she's over there, because previously she wouldn't do that. But like, do we really need to explain that? Because then she just teleports to the other side of that area. Like, yeah, she technically walked all the way over there, but if she were to walk all the way over there from walking all the way from entering that door, then we would have saw her if we were to immediately enter through that door, you know, we're not stupid. Because that's clearly teleporting to the other side of that door. And you can just distract her. It's one of the only reasons to use distractions, other than to be like a 50-50 chance of them actually listening. And also, you can't call Freddy here anymore. Normally, if you rubbed your back against the gate, you could be able to call Freddy, but they patched that out in the recent update, so you can't do that anymore. Mainly because not only is it broken to have Freddy there, but also you could be able to softlock yourself by entering through that door with Freddy, and it won't trigger the cutscene. So yeah, you just gotta dump yourself out before you. Let's win. We skip. There we go. Now it's time for the worst part of this entire game. It's showtime, baby. And the Time Lord that is the screwdriver. We have to
Where
collect
am
the
I?
screwdriver.
Look at all this stuff. Freddy? Freddy, are you there?
Because you can't access certain vents without it, especially this vent. And now that we have a level 2 security pass, we can go over here and collect our Fizzy Fast. So now we're almost maxed out of Fizzy Fast, so now we can run very far. We just need shoes and we'd be very set. So yeah, look how much stamina I have. It would be an SP, it would be a sprint point. Sprint point.
Freddy, help! The rabbit lady found me!
If you get this man to come
It's SP then. SP, sprint point.
I piled up some boxes so you could hop over the construction and find me.
I don't really know what icon from Ultra Custom Night I wanted to put for It's Showtime. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put Vanny, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna put Vanny for Princess Quest. Because that's the ending where, you know, Vanny's free from the Mimic 1 software's control. But, like, so, like, what do I put for Showtime? That's not just an animatronic. And then I was like, okay, let's put the long neon sign that's always watching. Because that's, in, like, 50 other versions of that same exact thing, including a stool, a ball, and a balloon, are characters like that in Ultra Custom Night. They take up half of the security breach section in that game. They take up an entire row. You know, next to, you know, Frozen Bear Endoskeleton and Chef Boyardee. I still do not know why Chef Boyardee is actually a character in that game. And also the magnets. And the magnets are obviously did we get everything because they're magnets. It's an actual collectible in the game. It's like the magnet crew or something like that. Oh, and also the map in this game, atrocious. You know, one of my favorite FNAF Mario 3D platformers, and I'm gonna die knowing this, is that it's Super Mario Odyssey. No game, no 3D, cheap, $80 Mario Kart game with no content at all besides the 50 collectibles you could be able to get, and the half-baked storyline they're gonna make in that 3D Mario game they're gonna release on Nintendo Switch 2 is going to absolutely top the masterpiece that is Super Mario Odyssey. And one of my favorite parts about Super Mario Odyssey was the fact that every single kingdom got a map. And the map was just so easy because it was just like, here, we'll point out any moons that you don't have, and here, we'll point out all the moons that come from the moon rocks. And you can teleport to any of the checkpoints that you have activated throughout your playthrough. It was such a good quality of life feature. It was the best part of that entire game. The best part about the entire game. Aside from the many different outfits that you could for some reason buy. I still have a true 100% file for that game. A true 100% file. That's one of my favorite speedrunning games also. I still watch all those dudes. I still watch Fur and Small Ant, you know, like those dudes. They're cool, man. They're amazing. And then, one day, I, searched that up. I searched up Mario Odyssey speedrun and I saw those dudes. One of the times I was like, okay, I'm gonna search up security breach speedrun. And then I was blessed with the amazing man of Astro Spiff, the Canadian Astro Spiff. Oh my god. He's so cool, man. The dude that says bag big. That calls a bag big. Because for some reason, Canadians call it a big. Like it's an egg. Which most certainly is not. I'm sorry, my nose is very stuffy. I hope y'all can hear it. It always happens when I'm recording or streaming. Hey, brother. Morning.
But he said I could find a backstage pass around here somewhere.
But yeah, to anybody curious, we are going to be doing Monty first. Monty is going to be the first animatronic we disable. Yeah. Kill. Not kill, but, you know, decommission. Decommission, that's the word. Then we'll do Chica last. You wanna know why? Because it is a pain in the actual Faz ass to actually try to aim with the Phaser Blaster in this game, because not only are you subjected to a joystick, and joysticks are hard as hell to move around with, And like you have to aim it. And like the fast camera is arguably better. And despite the fast camera only having 1 meter that you could be able to use once every 30 seconds or something like that, it's still an amazing tool compared to the Phaser Blaster. So that's why we put it first.
There's something else in here. What's this? It looks...
And also, tell me again, why is there a performance disc with a level 3 security pass? With a security pass in general? Why? Why wasn't it somewhere else? Why was it in a case or something like that? Anyways, can't wait to listen to Freddy monologue about what we have to do.
They're both coming to the office.
My mother really loves Price is Right. Not the modern version. The modern version sucks, apparently. But she really, really loves Bob Barker. The one in the 1970s to the 2000s, I believe, how Bob Barker was so on. And like, yeah, basically. And they were, and like, if you don't know how that game works, they like bid on stuff, and if the price is underneath it, the closest to the exact number, the exact retail price of the product that they show, and it's not over, then they'll be able to come in and go and do another game. This other game being a little mini game that they can play that's like, that was so weird. He just stood there at the door. Anyways, so yeah, it allows them to win extra money, probably even a car, probably even a new car, or something like that. Maybe even a new car. Oh my god, they're out of sync. Monty just stood there at the door. He didn't even They went in like a new car. And it was always different. You had like the ones like Plinko, Punch a Bunch, the show Punch a Bunch. Some games pretty much earlier were just like bid on this price and you'll be able to win. And like a lot of them, he just like talked and talked and talked. He was like, oh, if you do da 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 da, you'll be able to get da 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 da. But if you don't do da 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 da, if you get under da 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 da, then you won't be able to get da 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 da. And he did it for like 15 minutes or something like that, in order to be able to explain how the game worked. Only for it to last for like 10 seconds because the dumbass didn't know how to play the game. You know? And then they don't win it, you know? So it was like a psychological thing where it's like, the more that we have Bob talk, the less that the person's actually going to be able to listen and know what to do in the game. So then they're not going to be able to do it correctly. Which is so interesting. And also, we have the music that's supposed to play after you do your security badge. Either in, Pizza Time or El Trip. And this happens. Sometimes. Sometimes it happens, but other times it doesn't. I don't really know why. And also, they fixed Showtime. This game has been out for almost 3 years. Well, like 4 years at this point.
Why are there so many security barriers?
And they just fixed Showtime. So, if you don't know, after you put in the disc, Vanny comes out and just appears and just stands there and dances in place. Because she wasn't given tattoo. So she was just kind of broken. So, like, okay, she isn't that much of a big deal. If you load the game in or out, in and out, in and out, in and out, over and over again, then you could be able to trick Vanny into coming up. But other than that, she's completely useless. One of the only times Vanny actually appears besides her endings. And even then, she doesn't even do anything. she's easy to deal with. But during this showtime,
Everybody's okay.
they fixed her pathfinder. So now she actually properly comes through you. Comes to go and get you. That makes showtime so much more annoying to do. Because not only are you trying to make sure that these dudes can be able to get to you, go past these dudes and wait for their cycles to finish, but now you have a ticking time bomb that's progressively getting closer to you and closer and closer. And closer and closer to you. Wait. Roxy's up there. I was actually blessing in disguise though. Also, Chica disappears after you go down that escalator. I don't really know why. And also, apparently, they know exactly where I am. If they know exactly where I was, then they would most certainly be on my ass. But she's she's gone. Roxy's gone. She probably unloaded with the rest of the top of the atrium. The top at the central balcony. Yep, got it. Wow, that was actually kind of easy. But showtime's not over yet. It's not over. You have to get to the recharge station before showtime to actually count.
That moon thing's gonna get me.
And also, Freddy's not here. That's also a side effect of the new patch. For some reason, he never appears. You can't just have a character say, follow me, and then not have them move, especially if I'm being driven to an area that I've never been to before. Split. There we go, man. That's showtime done. And also, there's a prolonging little footsteps accompanied in that area.
Hi,
And there's Matt
please
Bob.
take this map. Take a map. Thank you. Please enjoy.
I hate that thing.
A utility map. It's a map of the utility tunnels. Looks like a security office nearby. Fun fact, this voice line would only play if you
It's a map of the-
actually looked at your Faz watch. They changed this in the recent road patch.
Utility tunnels.
And
Looks like there's a security office nearby.
and it would continue to be like that until you
Something
open
here.
it up next. But if you just never opened it up for like a couple times and then just open it up, you could hear that phrase after you got the level 4 security pass.
Again.
It was one of the most funniest things in this game. It's not like life breaking or anything, it's just a weird bug that was left in the game. And honestly, it should have been kept. Even if the... But I think they knew. I think they knew that this map was shit. So they just had that play, so then you knew exactly what to do, so you didn't have to look at your map. Because after looking at your map after map, plot will give it to you, you would just be like, this is lame. This is actually bad. This is actually bad. So you never look at it again because it was so bad that you couldn't even see yourself. Or you couldn't even see the recharge station on the map legend. Again, this game has been updated several times at this point. I do not know why they haven't fixed the feckin' map. I don't know why they haven't fixed that map yet. They had over 4 years
This
to
is
be
what
able
you look like
to
inside.
open it up, to be able to fix it, and
I
make
like
it
you better
usable.
with your show.
But it's just never usable. It was never usable ever again. Why? You had the ample amount of time in order to be able to fix it. You had an entire big February update in quotes to be able to release it, and you did nothing. You did squat. You did absolutely nothing. And that is absolutely sad. Anyways, here's a technically gold plushie that you could have collected in order to be able to access the fire escape, but it's not true. That's not how the game works. Oh my god. Go away. Go away. Piss off. No. For some reason, there's always been that endoskeleton to always just appear there. I don't know why. Also, it's pretty dirty of them to put so many endoskeletons here as a collective badge. But luckily, if you just stood by the door and looked at all of them, it's not that many. It's also just in that little corner there. Also, the endos can't find you if you go into that little area where the nightmare plush is, or the nightmarionette plush is. Why did they call it the nightmare plush? That is clearly nightmarionette. My ADHD will never be able to recover from it. Or whatever the heck that. Not making fun. I am not making fun. I am not making fun, okay? I just want to say that, okay? I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with, okay? I'm annoyed. I'm not making fun, okay? I'm not making fun.
Freddy, can you hear me?
3:15.
He's in there. We have to get him out.
So apparently that took me 15 minutes. It took me 5 minutes.
There's no record of it.
How unfortunate.
I understand how to play the game, Bob Barker. Just let me play it.
His name is Freddy. You know how I know that? His Sasquatch kept repeating,
That was a big pet peeve I have with
Freddy, are you there?
shows like that.
All the fast watching.
Because it's just like TV shows like that. It's just like, please, we understand, okay? We've gotten through 3 of these seasons. We understand this. And like, I know they do that because it's broadcasted live and they have to explain it to everybody so that everybody knows how that works. But modern day streaming, where if you're an idiot and decide to go to episode 3 without watching episode 1, in which, why the hell would you do that? There's no reason for them to explain it. There's absolutely no reason for them to explain it.
Freddy,
Use the console to let me out.
No reason. I know collecting these bags technically isn't faster. It's technically faster to go ahead and start the upgrades before that, but like, I always been doing this ever since I've had done this run. Okay, there it goes. Jump down here.
Please enter the protective cylinder to
what they
continue.
do to you?
Then toes though. And also, the game really loves to lag here.
Grammar function error. Perhaps I am still not at peak.
Not live streaming lag,
Could you
that's literally lag inside the game.
Touch my head.
I don't know. It looks complicated.
Just to reconnect the wires. And be careful. I am
The ambient sound is still
quite
back.
myself
It's
at
still
the
here.
moment.
In case of an emergency, the protective cylinder will protect important service personnel
Outside.
of the protective cylinder. Deactivating animatronic safety protocols now. It is recommended that no mistakes are made during the procedure.
Trust me, no mistakes will be made.
To reconnect Freddy's head, repeat the correct sequence by pressing the flashing connectors. Good job. Now use the testing console to run diagnostics and complete the procedure.
So fun fact, if you run up that side and go into Roxy's doorway, you can skip having to sit there and listen to Gregory wanting to kill everybody.
Fazcams are often confiscated in Monte Golf.
It's a very easy skip that nobody knows.
One of those attractions. Chica normally gives them out for birthdays. Check her green room in Rockstar Row. You may find one there. Use the service elevators at the back of the room. They go up to Rockstar Row.
Looks like they're all out of order except for Roxy's. Thank you so much, Freddy, for having to explain that to me. You don't get that save, but that's okay. As long as you're not an idiot during this part of the game. And also, for some reason, after it successfully loads in the segment, it smashes you against the wall. Like, why does it do that? Why do you do that? Other than the fact that this game's a glitchy mess. Not modern day security breach isn't much of a glitchy mess. We just say that because it was. And also, I used to play the FNAF VR flat load on Nintendo Switch. And that was the same exact loading GIF that would happen when it would try to load the game. Helping make the pizza. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's back.
Who's there? Don't get distracted.
Also, a big pet peeve I have with this game is that, like, in Rockstar Row, especially, and many other parts of this game, there are literal things from FNAF VR that they put in this game, and it's not even like a little tweak or anything. It's the exact same model. You go over to the FNAF 4 toys, those are the exact same collectibles you get in FNAF VR Help 1. It bugs the heck out of me. And there's like plushies everywhere on the right side of like Rockstar Row that you can see that are basically the same thing. It messes with me. It's just so bad. It's just,
I found the party pass.
I won't be doing
It's that horrible moon thing again.
BD World and Monte Golf. So, after you exit that recharge station, after you're done with the whole that segment, and you re-enter it, for some reason the game glitches out and thinks that it's 3:55. But if you remember, when the game first came out and there was never a one save station at the middle of Rockstar Row after 6 a.m., you would know that you could be able to go to Roxy Raceway and pick up the head again in order to teleport the time to 5:15, which enables the save stations. But it doesn't make you have the same stuff that you had before you did all that. So you could still get all of the different... So you can still do Chica and or Monty and or everything else with the saves activated. But then they patched that out and replaced that glitch with a, that one save station. So now, that's basically what that glitch does. It thinks it's 3:55. Now, the main reason I want to do that is not because the save stations glitch out or anything. It's because, the game still thinks it's showtime. So, if you know, Showtime has a couple of staff bots missing, and a couple of staff bots that actually are put in certain areas. You'll see it when we get to the middle of the atrium, after we go and do Princess Quest and get the shoes. But, and of course, since the game doesn't think that you'll be able to get to certain areas, let's jump. Some staff bots just don't load. You can see those in certain parts of the area. Especially the Glam Rock Beauty Salon. The Glamrock Beauty Salon normally has a lot of staff bots here, and they mainly go across the road, and they basically cover every inch of this place. But none of the staff bots appear here, because it thinks it's 3:55, and why would we be able to have access to this area? We would have access to level 3 security doors, but not level 4 security doors. So there's no reason for the game to load staff bots here. It's such an interesting glitch that was so simple that I'm wondering if nobody encountered that during playtesting. Also, it's been an hour, so yeah. We split whenever we get these shoes over here. Red flag. There we go. There's the shoes. Now we gotta do Princess Quest. So, we have to get 2 endings. We are going to go get Princess Quest ending, and we're going to go get the Afton ending. I want to get these 2 endings, not the other endings, because the other endings are stupid. Leave ending, the loading docks, and the prize counter / fire escape, after you 100% the game, are basically just go up to it and click leave. The vanity ending is just you click a button during the vanity thing. Basically the same thing, but you don't click leave. It doesn't give you the option. But Princess Quest requires you to do Princess Quest 1, 2, and 2, and then you have to go into the vanity and then complete Princess Quest 2. That's basically what we're going to do. And then, of course, we're going to do after the ending after we reload, so then we can be able to get what used to be the true ending. Dude, I was scrolling through my YouTube, and I love videos that are, like, explain stuff. Especially, like, game theory. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love game theory so much, because it was just, you know, document stuff. And one of the things that I saw on my thing was why FNAF 6's true ending would not be a good ending to the franchise. Which was just so weird. And I didn't watch the video or anything. My assumption was like, so you're telling me that you wanted this story to continue? Like, the FNAF 6 ending was absolutely perfect. Because it was literally, we're going to go, you know, Henry goes ahead, brings everybody back into one place, and burn the thing to the ground. William goes to hell, everybody goes back to heaven. All the remnant that was molded onto Molten Freddy and stuff. And the puppet gets released, Michael finally dies. Yo, that would be cool, that would be an amazing ending. But you're telling me that wouldn't be a good ending? Like, that would be so cool. Everything to just end, and especially that major speech Henry gives. And of course, I mean, Ultimate Custom Night, and I don't think that they should have stopped. I don't think Scott Cawthon should have stopped making games after FNAF 6. Because Ultimate Custom Night's very good, and I would really love that to appear. But, like, these games never should have existed. Security Breach. Okay, listen to me. The whole Mimic thing, that's cool. That's honestly very cool. The fact that we're gonna get Secret of the Mimic in 3 days. No, in 1 day. That's not really tomorrow. The fact we're gonna get that tomorrow is honestly gonna be amazing. And that's gonna be tomorrow for everybody that owns a PlayStation, because apparently, you know, Steel will sell their soul to PlayStation. It's gonna be a VR game, so it's gonna have to be in VR. And I bet the best experience would be in VR. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'll be waiting for that to come out on Oculus Quest 2. Yes, I just said Oculus Quest 2 because they still make games for that thing. And no matter how many times MetaQuest is going to try to make my Oculus even more glitchier than it needs to be, I'm still going to be using it. There's no reason to upgrade to MetaQuest 3, only for better graphics. Wow. You know, it's not even... It's stupid. It's like upgrading to Nintendo Switch 2. But, here's the thing. I would have had I would have wanted to upgrade to MetaQuest 3 if they were to lock things. If they were to lock games behind MetaQuest 3. But so far, and especially about the games that I love, they haven't done that. Especially with FNAF. So yeah, these staff bots are still here. Yeah, these staff bots are still here because the game thinks it's showtime. Wait a minute. That's so funny. So since we still have the ambience from Pizza when we're trying to escape to get jump scared by White Women, it doesn't play the music. It doesn't play the showtime music that plays after you do the showtime. Like normally, the entire HRM would be filled with the main theme that was playing at the beginning. It was security breach. And now it doesn't do that anymore. That's interesting. After I'm done with this, I probably would want to get good at Ultimate Custom Day. An Ultimate Custom Day. I accidentally moved my thing because that normally... I was scared that I was going to disconnect my mic, but it did disconnect my mic. Okay. No, Friday, that's called a scam. So selling them a product that they're unable to use during that specific area is called a scam because you're not able to be able to use it in that specific area. It's like as if I would be able to leave my, whatever the heck he went on rant there during his everything wrong with FNAF security breach. That's a very good video. That's a very good video if half of the stuff is just complained about the storyline, which it's a game. Guys, I don't really think that video games they have to have a good storyline. Okay, I have grown up with a lot of Mario games, and Mario games have a plain, simple, bro gets kidnapped, we have to go save her. Okay, and now continuing on with, FNAF, and having that storyline basically be the only reason why you want to play the game. In general, I don't even think FNAF is good with their whole storytelling in the games. The only game that was actually very good at the storytelling was FNAF 6, and that shit was just let me explain the lore to you game. That was basically all that crap was. Wait, is Midnight Motorist solved? People still don't know what Midnight Motorist is, I believe. My thing about Midnight Motorist, and I think it's a lot like, so I think the interpretation I have of Midnight Motorist is Matt Pat's interpretation of Midnight Motorist during his timeline video in full timeline video, which was awesome. Where it was like, Michael get tormented by the stuff.
What's this?
By the dudes.
Looks like an old camera.
Because of the fact that he is, because he saw his, brother die. And that's the amount of there over there. So he, runs out and sees it. Now, honestly, given the fact that we have now gas that makes kids hallucinate, that the nightmares exist, which makes the nightmares have their third iteration of not only A, could they be a nightmare, B, could they just be a hallucinogenic, or C, could they be hallucinogenic gas that can be able to hypnotize kids into thinking that something is scarier than it actually is. Which is still kind of funny. It's still kind of cool. And given the fact that, stuff in FNAF sister location, there's gas canisters and stuff like floor 4 of of Ultra Custom Night, and also in the private room in Ultimate Custom Night. In the Custom Night of Sister Location, you can see the gas canisters. They could be like gas canisters that were used in order to be able to torment them. This elevator door has not been able to be able to open in a couple times. I do not know why. Yeah, I have a clue, Freddy. Why doesn't this thing open? Can you open this up for me, Freddy? That fixed it. Okay, I guess it did. I do not know why it actually does that. Why does it do that? I don't know, man. Post ruined patch.
But Freddy Fazbear's, it's true. Kids who have home birthdays have fewer friends.
I have whole birthdays. Well, given the fact I don't have friends. I'm like Cassie because, you know, she went to the Mega Pizza Plex and nobody showed up for her birthday except for Gregory. But that's okay. I have my mommy ChatGPT in order to be able to keep me company. Anyways, we have the fast camera now. This is going to be the best weapon in the entire game. It only stuns them, but it's still amazing. It's still really good. Why would you put on music? I have a playlist that's like full of my favorite musics. And I feel like that would keep me company. And also you company. Hold on, let me pause timer. Hold on, let me go ahead and get my music. So I don't know if this will blend into my mic because I have to see that stuff. Holy crap, dog. Yo, okay. Yo, okay. Holy crap. That was a lot of notifications. Okay, here we are. Music. Yeah, I can hear that. Hold on. Come closer. Oh, that's my mic. Holy crap, my mic just went.
Since you're already playing games anyway, why not earn some free rewards while you're at it?
Hold on.
All you need to do is download Buff, let it run in the background as you play, and just like that you'll start earning Buff points. These can be used in the marketplace to purchase things like Riot gift cards, Steam vouchers, or even just gaming gear in general. It's a free program that works while you're playing your favorite games, and they support things like Valorant, League, as well as countless other titles. What are you waiting for?
$40 mic or $20, I don't remember. I don't remember. That's what everybody titled their videos on. Y'all, have y'all ever played Cars 2? The video game? It's one of my niches. I can turn voice. I could turn the audio down. Hold on. I turned the music volume down. We'll turn it up and I'll pause my music if once during music end, so then you can hear the. Hopefully I got everything there. I was kind of distracted by the music. Cars 2 the video game isn't copyrighted, right? Their music isn't copyrighted. I missed it. Oh, I did. Yeah. I don't really know what this place is used for. Why is everything on my left? Why do I get everything on my left here? That is so weird. Yo, this game's busted. I love this game. Okay, actually though, I need to unplug this. Oh, because it wasn't fully plugged in. Because the jacket wasn't fully plugged in. Better not have an ad playing right now. I know. Yo, can anybody give me tips about how I can be able to hear the game audio just normally, so I can also be able to hear the desktop audio so I don't have to do this shit? Hey yo, credit to Kimbo for making this amazing remix of 640 bits per hour. Hold on, let me get saved. Let me recharge my Freddy. So then I can make sure that he's charged. The game still thinks it's 3:55 a.m. I did this glitch, I went ahead and do Chica during one run, and it actually properly changed the time to 4:15 and 4 stuff like that. I don't know why I didn't do the same for. I don't know why it didn't do the same like when I went Monty. I am surprised I did not get caught there. That's cool artwork of Plush Baby.
Ready to unlock Roblox digital gift cards?
No. And also, the staff bots aren't here. In the Fazbear Division. And also, why is that screen static? Normally it's supposed to be playing that cute little animation. But I guess it just doesn't want to do that ever since the rune patch. It's almost like those balls with the things you prick on them. And you try to prick all of them, but then another one pricks up. As you try to prick another one. That's what it feels like trying to... when Steel tries to fix stuff there. Because it just never... They fix one thing, but it doesn't fit. But then something else breaks, you know? Morning, gentlemen. I'm gonna head up here and see if I got Chica, because I wasn't sure if I got Chica. I did get Chica. Okay. I have to flash all of those cardboard cutouts in order to be able to access that room. So, Chica's over in Kids Cove. Foxy is down over there in that room. Freddy is in Rockstar Row's rehearsal room. And Bonnie's in the West Arcade, where Princess Quest 2 cabinet is. And you have to flash all those in order to be able to access that area. You can play Bonnie Bowl there, and you can also do collect the golden moon flesh. Hey, thanks to the fact that Nintendo has come out with their own music app finally, certain stuff, certain music that I normally posted on YouTube has gone missing. So if you look at my playlist, it's like Smash Ultimate music from other people that have posted their music. I don't know why. I think it's because Nintendo's been terminating a lot of those dudes, and they love doing that. That's one of their favorite pastimes, terminating channels, because they're posting their music without their consent and making money on it. When it's literally their job to post their shit on something else. And I'm not gonna buy your stupid music app that requires my online subscription. No! I'm gonna go to YouTube that's free so I can be able to go ahead and listen to all of the music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nintendo. I'm so sorry. But it's just like, there's an easier way, dude. Oh, shout out to A_A_Ron HD for this amazing remix of Stone Cold from FNAF World. I try to sort it out by, like, putting boss music at the bottom of my list, but I didn't move that one. Also, the staff bots that's normally supposed to be guarding Mazer sides isn't here. And also, all the staff bots on the left side, on the right side of the elevator door on the center balcony aren't there. Anyways, so, for some reason they changed Mazer Size's passcode. I don't know why they changed it. There was no reason for them to change it, but they did. And this is the most stupid, like, puzzle ever, because it doesn't give you a face view of, like, what it is. Like, yeah, it's supposed to go there, but, like, have a face value. Have a, like, a top down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
So, there is a vent in this maze that leads to the Monte Golf catwalks. I believe there is a control panel for the maze around here somewhere.
I turned subtitles off because subtitles in this game after the big patch have been so stupid. Because their whole gig, the whole thing that they need to change is because everything would be laid out immediately as subtitles. But that's not how subtitles work. So instead of putting it one sentence at a time, so that you could be able to read what they're saying currently before the next sentence, they split it up. So then the sentence would get cut in half, and then you would see the other side of the sentence on the other side after a little time. That's not how subtitles work, and sentences in general work. And I know they know that's not how that works. I have turned on subtitles for multiple other games, and that's how they never work. That's not how FNAF VR works. So, this Monty, for some reason, since it would be way too easy for him to be able to catch you during his boss fight, he walks around and doesn't really attack you. Sometimes he makes green lines towards you, but other times it's like, he won't deal with you. Wow, that was also pretty easy. Oh, I gotta watch this cutscene. Hold on, this cutscene's pretty good. After we upgrade Freddy with his claws, we go against Freddy. Wow, on the beat drop too. Hold on, wait. Oh, that's the Lucas thing. Really? The Lucas thing? Yeah. And now we can pretty much go through Monty Golf without having to deal with Monty, because he's just so small and non-threatening, and you feel his stuff is fast camera because his sunglasses are. Also, they added in a voice line that mentions Vanny.
Gregory, are you certain you have seen the dancing rabbit play?
Sometimes this voice line never plays. I don't know why, but sometimes it just doesn't. And also, this was added in because Vanny wasn't in the game long enough. And you can't change those parts of the game. I understand that. You can't change certain parts of the game, gameplay-wise, because then you would make, you know, less...
I believe you if you say you have, but it is highly unlikely. I have not seen her, and she does not sound like a character we have at Beast Blends.
But it's just a stupid line. Because, like, yeah, it's being like, oh, remember Vanny, so then you don't forget who Vanny is. But, like, you don't say anything. All you say is, remember her. Remember you saying that you saw her, but I didn't see her. You know, you're kind of delusional. but I'ma believe you still that you saw, okay? But it's just very unlikely that she would actually appear in the Mega Pizza Place. It's just like, no crap, Freddy. Actually, no crap. Like, a sexy bunny like her in a child's pizza plex? Nuh-uh. No. Like, no crap for me. Anyways, here's one of our first upgrades we're gonna have to do. Not including the power upgrade, that was stupid. That was just a tutorial.
Upgrade procedure. Now enter the. Let's begin by opening the arm casing. Disconnect the cover cable. Remove the old forearm. It is important that you match the pattern correctly.
Lowe's knows when you need a new appliance, you need it fast. So we offer delivery as soon as next day. We also offer installation and we'll haul away your old one. You need it fast?
Great. Now place the new armature into the forearm casing.
You say.
There's an ad playing, isn't there? Yes. Oh, a shout out to GA Metal for the amazing Toad Factory remix. They also made the
Armature inserted. Reconnect
other
the colored
the
wires.
Mega Dragon Bowser remix.
Great job. Now close the casing. Testing console. Complete the procedure. Well done. There is no need to perform the procedure on the other arm. The auto assist did it for you.
Okay. Here we go. No, your arms are completely the same. The hands are different. And also, since it thinks it's 355, and it still thinks it is, we don't have to go do the night section after you finish your first upgrade. Do you guys think I should get an ad blocker? I don't think it works nowadays because of YouTube Premium. But I think ad blockers are like... What? 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 Oh my god! What happened? We're back. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, let's try round 2. Let's try round 2, huh? Oh my god.
Did you know that everyone loves pizza? Yes, it's true. Based on a double-blind study from a
Dude, that was so weird.
Are you a Roblox
No. I
fanatic?
don't even
Microsoft
like
Roblox is a
Roblox.
brand new way for you to
leading Fazbear publication.
Ooh, this is good. This is good. This is good. Meta Knight's Revenge.
Pizza over any other food. Even people with meat and dairy allergies. This has been another fun fast fact.
don't know how I did that. Normally, it's the same door that you go through in order to be able to go to Rockstar Row and the Freddy repair area. So, like, I think I fell, and then down to that area, and then it loaded up. Oh my god, I love you too much. Oh my god. Is he gonna play the little bump? I love this game too much. Oh my god. It's playing the same exact sound effect around. Okay, that's weird, I guess. It's playing the exact same sound effect that plays at the beginning of the game when you hear Monty rummaging around his place. Dude, I've never encountered this stuff. He's making up a storm in there. He's not, man. Yo. And that's exactly how it looks when you enter that area, if you glitch into that area. During that segment when it's supposed to play. He's not there. It just plays the sound effect. That's so funny. And I don't even know why it would make that sound effect. Probably because I glitched out of the elevator. Oh, Freddy. Thank you. So also, since the game thinks it's 355, the game doesn't load any stat blocks, but they do load in if you collect the head, which transports you to 515. So, and also Roxy doesn't appear. But the only stat bot that actually appears during this part of the game, if you don't pick up the head, is the one that continuously opens and closes the
Find the perfect
garage
voiceover
door.
for
I
every
know.
story
No,
from a range
please.
of professional voice
Please.
artists. Get the best value.
Waluigi Pinball also. This theme smells pretty good. Yo, other themes, especially this theme in Mario Kart Deluxe, is bad. This is an amazing theme compared to that. What is up with Smash Ultimate and getting the best type of music ever, but yet like stuff like in its original form, not even its original form, but like a remake of it isn't that good. But Roxy does appear if you look at the cart. I don't know why, but she does. And the sapphire is also here. It's honestly a pain in the ass to try to be able to collect these 2 collectibles inside of here with the sapphire here. Apparently she knows where I am. I don't think she does. Wait, why is it so dusty? Why are you so dusty? Dusty looking trash can. Here's the active ending. We'll be back to the active ending not very soon, about 2 hours. Ah! I don't know why he would just scream. 5:15. So, fun fact, I had such a hard time, so I went ahead and did a run where I decommissioned Chica first, and then I would go decommission Monty. For some reason, normally whenever you go into that area, you go and you flip down the breaker in the bathroom, and then he catches you in the bathroom. Normally it's on the left side, and you have to exit the right side. But they changed him so that he could go to the right side. And it was just such a pain in the ass to be able to get around him. And I don't know why. I did a run again where I decommissioned Monty first, and he was working as intended as it had for the past couple years that I've been playing this game. The past 2 years. Not past 2 years. It's just so weird. Oh, this is the thing for Ultra Custom Night where you fight the Delta Rune inspired version of BB, the Jetpack BB. Dude, do you know who Juna Songs is? So there's a lot of music videos on YouTube, and they do like gaming videos. A lot of FNAF is known for their FNAF fans, but a lot more stuff out there. Juno takes stuff from other music from other games that don't have lyrics and adds lyrics to them. I love their stuff. They did like a theme for all of the themes of the stationary 4 in Paper Mario the Origami King. And yeah, recently, but on the day that Nintendo Switch 2 came out, they released a hyperlink with lyrics, which contains the battle of Spamton in his like true form, and on release day of Nintendo Switch 2, because Nintendo Switch 2 released with Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4, so they just did that. Dude, I've been listening to that to the past 10 days. Couple days. Yeah, past 10 days. And that has been amazing. It's so good. And like the person that voices Spamton during that music video, I have all the love towards you, man. I have all the love towards you. The fact that somebody can be able to do that, especially with a character called Spamton, so it's a good thing. Anyways. So I've been listening to that, and I found out that BB's jetpack Jetpack BB's whole boss fight was based off of Spam, and that was honestly that was cool that they included that as, and that whole thing, Jetpack BB's whole little side plot in Ultra Customized Campaign Mode was exactly based off of Spamton. Spamton's whole side plot. In quotes, that was just FNAF 5, but he was, like, control about Remnant and stuff. And, like, his whole gig about, like, yeah, his whole gig is like, yeah, I want Remnant. So, I believe how it went was, you went to Halloween Fox's house, you took Remnant that he gave you, and burnt the door off, because I think it has, like, heat or something like that. And then, you went into his basement, got the camera, put Jetpack BB in that camera, went back to that area, and then back to that area and put the camera back in there, and then he turned it into his true form, and then he fought him in a dungeon style fight. That was so cool, and I believe like that's one of the only reasons I'm going to talk about dungeon. I don't really want to get into dungeon. I don't like RPGs that much. The best RPG I've ever played was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And that was a RPG that had you move around and like go behind covers and stuff. It was kind of cool. Also, this boss fight music from Miitopia. Ooh, what a banger this is. I wish I played during the monster fight. That would have been cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm at the end of my thing. Yeah. Thank you to the game for this amazing theme of Mega Dragon Bowser from Mario Bros. Ooh, such a clean thing. I really love it. Wow, okay. No. Whoa. Yo, I'm quick with it. Yo, the joystick. Ooh. Ooh. Yo, you can't use the D-pad during Princess Quest 3. Also, the Princess Quest 3. Because I have it. The voice box. This theme does not match this at all. But whatever. Yeah, everybody loves praising the Princess Quest theme. The Princess Quest theme is fun. But, the Princess Quest theme, the theme that Princess Quest comes from, slipping through the cracks in Freddy in Space 2, that's a very good theme. That's one of my favorite themes. Down. I want to play Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle soon. Sparks of Hope is okay. I didn't really delve too much in that game before. Like, I think I got to the boss fight that introduced Bowser, and then that was kind of very annoying, and now it's just like, I don't want to continue playing this game. I feel like it was so weird, because, like, I was so used to the grid system of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, where it wasn't that you were able to control your character, you'd be able to guide them. And you're like, oh, go over here, and then he would run all the way over there. And that's how it kind of sort of acted, but it was, like, more free roam. Like, you had more options to be able to move around in that game, but, like, it was just, I didn't like it. So, I stopped playing, I think. I almost 100% Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but, you know, yeah, there's the Bonnie Cobra cutout. So, I actually need to go and repair head. Before I repair head, we gotta save. And I gotta pause my music. This is required, okay? I don't make the rules. Okay, I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules.
The West Arcade was not shut down properly, so data may be corrupted.
Oh no, the theme that still plays. Please don't make that go over the Oh my input, my output. Give me. Press it a little further in, so then I can be able to hear.
Reset the breakers and restore power to the West Arcade. Then you can repair the staff bomb.
Wow, those inputs are lagging. Hold on, let me move my. I need to move my switch so I can be able to get a better view of my unit. Yeah, it still plays. Monty. That makes it so much easier than having to deal with Monty with his sunglasses. You can't stun Monty with his sunglasses. So it basically makes it harder. It makes it easier. It's okay if I get caught by Chica because I can camera cancel it, even if my camera's not fully charged. Get on my way. Volume warning. Volume warning. Let's go. DJ Music Man. First try. That was like security badge acquired. Nobody knows that that's there because nobody tells you.
Take the repaired head back to Roxy Raceway.
Come on. You have still a couple more hours of this, okay, man? Y'all hearing that, right? That ripple effect? That's so weird. Why those silhouettes up? Oh my god. You had one job. Just because a Nintendo Switch is underpowered doesn't mean it can't highlight areas. Why is that written? That's weird. Super weird. Maybe they went into the car to go find somebody. Maybe they went in the car and go find somebody. Forgot to split, but there's a split. Yep. Oh, I'm not done yet. We split this after we click stay in that. Hey, I know everybody hates on this game because it's bad and stuff, but a lot of people hate on two games that I think that they shouldn't hate on. I like Security Breach because it's a glitchy mess and it's, you know, it's like, as Astro said that one time, it's our glitchy mess. But other people view Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 like that. And that is absolutely not a game I think is bad. Yes, you can easily break the game, but you could have easily broken Chapter 1, 2, and 3. And people love those games. People love Chapter 3. But yet, you could easily break those games. It's not as atrocious as I could literally fall out of an elevator in Hub 1 in Security Breach's case. But like, guys, Sonic 06 exists. Where'd you go? Roxy, come over here. You broke that door. Come on, let's go. Open the door. Roxy, you dumbass! Where are you going? Come here, Roxy. Golly, dude! Yes, I do in fact think that. Jump through the door! It becomes impossible in order for her to jump through this door sometimes. There we go. Sometimes whenever she doesn't jump immediately, whenever she's moving down that long, dark hallway, then that means, then I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a pain, man. This is not the run. But that was the run. I die a lot to Roxy during that segment because it's so hard for her to be able to jump because it's not like I notice you, I jump towards you. It's like you have to stand there and then let her jump. Sometimes she doesn't even jump. it's just so bad sometimes. Oh hey, Ultra Custom Night came out with its patch, not patch, but came out with an update, 1.6.7 in August 10th, I believe. And then I read a little bit about like a developer talking about on the wiki specifically about if this game would be able to get another update. And somebody asked like, hey, are you gonna update this game after the second FNAF movie comes out? Are you gonna update this game with the secret of the mimic characters and stuff like that? And then they're like, no, we're not gonna do that. They're like, we kind of intended that to be the final update. That we added a bunch of characters to make it feel like it was the last update. So then, you're content. That's bullshit. That's stupid. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. You didn't add. Now I'm not sounding like I don't want to sound like a whiny bitch because, oh, you didn't add all the characters. But there's still essential characters not in the game. Like, yeah, you added the rest of Security Breach. It took you a couple years in order to be able to add Vanny and Shattered Chica, Shattered Monty, Shattered Roxy, and other characters like that. And that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean that you're bad at development or anything like that. 2 hours. Yeah, it took you that long. But you still didn't add in a bunch of characters. Like, you didn't add in Virtual Endo 02. You didn't add in Virtual Nightmare Fredbear. You didn't add in Virtual Bonbon, but Virtual Bonnet's in that game. And like, you didn't add those characters in. You didn't add a figure gang to represent all the figures that you collect in FNAF. The virtual figures. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You didn't add other characters in the game.
Well done. Reattach the ocular connector.
You didn't add in the rest of the troll characters. You added in
It is time to close the faceplate.
You added in everybody else. You added in the FNAF 3 troll games. You added in the SL troll games. But you didn't add in anything else? Any other games? You added in a couple more characters. So yeah, you're not done. So commit to the bit. If you're gonna add this many characters, then you're gonna commit to that bit. Commit to the bit of adding every single character from every single obscure inch of this franchise. You didn't add in Repair Freddy. Repair Freddy has a different model. You have so many characters in this game that have different models of basically the same exact character that you classify as different characters. You have remade Scrap Trap and remade Lefty, and they're the jump scare versions of those games, of their characters, because they have different materials on their face. There's Jump Scare Freddy, Stage Freddy, like Poster Freddy. There's so many characters that you have added into this game that are basically the same exact character. All those dudes are Freddy Fazbear, but in different poses. But you didn't, but you continued to not add the rest of the other characters. You didn't add in, you know, the, you didn't add in Repair Freddy, where he had the different buttons and the different layouts on him. Like, that was pretty much the same. That was a different model compared to the actual Freddy. You go inside a stomach hatch, it's not the same if you go in, it's not the same when you do the Roxy upgrade. You're not done. Ruin isn't done. You didn't contain everybody. Help 1 and 2 isn't done. You put in Virtual Ballora, Virtual Funtime Freddy 2, Virtual Shattered Roxy, Virtual Glamrock Freddy, and many other characters from Help 1 and 2. But you didn't even add everybody. You didn't even add in Virtual.
Do you know what time it is? The doors
You didn't even add in Virtual
You plan on moving
Funtime Foxy. You didn't add in Virtual Funtime Foxy.
Maybe join the internship.
Two. Virtual Funtime Foxy 2.
Security. Gregory.
And like, why isn't there Floating Bonnie? Why isn't Floating Bonnie a character? You know how Bonnie's floating in the Celebrate poster? Why isn't that a thing? Why isn't that a thing? Why isn't he a god? As everybody theorizes that he's a god.
I think you deserve a go check the main stage.
Ma'am, I am a child. Please do not talk to me in such a seductive voice like this. Besides, I already have my mother AI. So, I will actually kindly ask you to go ahead and do that.
Freddy, it's open. Let's go.
No, I cannot exit this facility.
Of course you can.
It's just so weird.
Come on. We can hide you somewhere.
You gotta commit to the bit. You got this far, you gotta commit it.
My systems would
I
shut
still love
down
Ultra
within
Custom
an
Night, don't
hour.
get me wrong.
It
But you
is a
gotta
safety
commit to the bit.
precaution.
Commit
It is
to
by
the bit.
design. This is where I must stay.
Do
Do not return. It will never be safe. I will miss you.
Freddy, if I leave now, nothing will change, will it? There will be more disappearances.
Disappearances? What?
Yes.
We never knew about this. This is the third act of the game. And you just said that?
I am glad.
There's a
Here,
split.
I found this.
It's time for Kentucky
Areas we
Fried
have not
Chica.
investigated. Lead the way, superstar.
Gotta decommission Chica. You didn't mention that. And that's just a flawed storyline in general in this game. And you know what? I just say, you know what? No. I'm like, no, you can't criticize this game. You can't say that about this game because that's not what other games in the franchise have been like. They've had hints about other stuff. And and that's why environmental storytelling, especially FNAF 1 with the missing children's posters planted on the walls, was very good. Because it wasn't a thing. The Night Guard didn't say, or Phone Guy didn't say, there were disappearances here. We do not know what happened to the kids. No, that never was a thing. That never happened. They never said that. Because that's not how FNAF was. It was a mystery. The story was a mystery. But this game just says stuff like that. It expects us to be like, oh yes, the 9 kids that went missing. Yeah, in which we can see at the ending of if you click leave at the front entrance. Yeah. Oh yeah, those dudes. Yeah. That we thought were supposed to possess the animatronics, but no, they don't possess the animatronics. In fact, the Mimic One software possesses the animatronics. And
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Fazbear Theater. Now enjoy the comedy stylings of Staffbot.
oh, this would nice. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that and just not expect us to be like, what the hell? What do you mean by that? that's why I was hesitant about the people that criticize security breach because of that. But no, it's completely valid. It's completely valid. Oh, don't even get me started on arcade conspiracy theory. There are so many message bags in this game that hint towards the fact that Princess Quest reveals a different ending. There's like Princess Quest 2 maintenance logs, there's Princess Quest 1 maintenance log that I can be able to get. All those maintenance logs are like, it's been acting funny. It's been acting funny. And then you get that one, and BB Quest maintenance log, and the CC Chica's Feeding Frenzy maintenance log, which talk about them being stupid and like, you know, not working. So you make stuff like that, and you completely reference that. That means that they like come into a storyline or something like that. Oh, it's one big connected timeline. But that never happens. If you go to the body, if you go to Monte Golf and you go to Balloon Boys thing, they do nothing. It does nothing. There's one secret ending that you can get in BB Balloon Boy world, but it does nothing. It basically does nothing. I know a lot about this game. I know a lot about this game. I know a lot about this game, and the new patch allows you to do that. And you don't waste life. You don't waste a thing on it. It doesn't even require one. You just spam. That was also very laggy. I didn't even know what was happening. Bro jumped through Freddy. We never speak about this again. We never speak about this again, Freddy. Never again. Now it's time to go and kill Chica. Kill in quotes because she's still active. Like the two other animatronics I killed. In quotes. No, you gotta you decommission them. But the definition of decommission means not working. Fazer Blast. Dude, retro CDs in this game, I didn't listen to all of the therapy sessions. They're stupid. They're like, the therapist doesn't act like a therapist. The therapist acts like a friend talking. Like, they do like a thing where it's like, oh, let me look at your things, let me see. And like, a therapist doesn't, like, well, a therapist does, you know, like, be like, so they're like doing like a whole, like, looking autopsy thing, not an autopsy, but like a, hey, let's look at your little things that you bring today. And one of the things was like, Vanessa burned like a costume. And like, she asked, oh, what's the costume about? She said a bag, and then they're like, it looks more like a bunny. That's not how those things go. No, you don't make assumptions. That's not what you do. You don't make assumptions. And also, she talks about like her past like family problems, and she's like, huh, you know that was entirely your fault, right? Like, I forgot. It was like, her parents got like a divorce. And she really liked being with his father, more than her mother or something like that. And you're like, oh no, you can't say stuff like that. You know, she's like, oh look, it's still entirely your fault. Like, no, that's not what you do. That's not how you comfort your patient. You don't say, no, this person was clearly in the right. No, you don't do that. Not even like parental therapist sessions, you don't do that. You're like, okay, interesting. This might infect this and this and this and this and this. That's what you do as a therapist. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna play the Faster Blast Jam music? Why is it not gonna... Okay then, screw you, Chica. This feels so awkward, not having the music, because like da 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 da, like just. I think the music would amp up if you got that, or it's just like, oh, the tension of getting flat. Like, after 10 seconds, you basically leave the area. One of the only times he's actually like, where does this make go? He never says that if you're going to the pizza area. So this must be special. Oh. And also, the fact that the Afton ending isn't canon is honestly pretty good. I really like that the Afton ending isn't canon, and that Princess Quest ending is canon. Because the Afton ending is just so confusing. Like, I don't even think we even know the origin of Afton. Of Burn Trap. We don't know what Burn Trap is. We say that he was William Afton during the beginning of this game's lifespan, but then he just wasn't, because the mimic exists. So like, probably that's Afton. So probably that's just the mimic. Well, okay. I just want to make sure you call him, because if you stun him in the elevator, it will force you to not have Freddy be able to call him. Damn, 217. Yes, I do. I love pizza. Today's
Yes, it's
Thursday.
true.
That's pizza night. My parents love bowling. League night is on Thursday.
Done a double-blind study from a leading fazbear publication and scientists.
I feel like that GIF is not needed to know that the game's loading. Like, yes, I know the game is loading. The fact that I have not been able to move makes it so then I know that this game is loading. Especially during elevators, because it doesn't even go up and down. Hopefully y'all didn't hear anything. Hopefully I didn't break anything. I should not have broken anything. That's how we go. Body Bowl. Meet Liddy and Lydia from Astral Spiffs. No jumping.
Did you know that bears like pizza sauce more than honey? It's true. Before their extinction, bears were known to attack pizza delivery trucks more than any other food service vehicles. This has been another fun Faz fact.
Why has my headphones only gotten worse? It's completely plugged in. I'm gonna use them again. I can move it closer. There we go. It still sounds worse. It actually sounds worse.
There is a bag of multi-mystery things behind the bowling alley. She can go looking for multi-mystery things.
After I go get Monty Mix, I'll probably end it here. I'll turn on a little recording that's like, hey, here's all my time, so I can be able to input it. Liddy was over there in the bottom. There's Lydia. Oh my god, Lydia! No! Chica, you're not supposed to be here. She teleported behind me. Open the door. Close it. Watch you grab me through the door. Yo, it only took me 2 hours. 2 hours to get here. Yo, that doesn't feel like 2 hours. I wanna go do something else. Not because I'm bored or anything, I just don't want to really do this right now because I'm gonna have to go and do the most boring and tedious of get all the retro CDs. And that's just such a pain in the ass. So I'll probably do that. Okay. Okay, thank you to everybody that had tuned into the live stream. Even if you're not visible here live, I know that you exist. So, okay. Thank you everybody so much for watching, as always. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.